Alright, welcome back, guys. I know it's been a little while for videos. We should have a whole bunch of them coming out for the next couple weeks. I've got a lot of tutorial videos for the machines around here I haven't been keeping up with that we're going to be getting done. We just got done with our prep stream number 28, where we got some things ready here, and then I will show you the other things we did. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a brand new dryer. So we're going to make an Invar dryer. We need this. I'm actually going to need 3 sets of these. Plop that there, that there, that like that, and there's our new dryer. And then the next thing we're going to do, I need to go get some clay, and I need to explain a few things. So you may notice I have this small tantalum hafnium carbide pipe in my inventory, along with some tantalum hafnium carbide plates. And that is from us making a new alloy in the stream, which is tantalum hafnium carbide. A few things about tantalum hafnium carbide. It is one of the better crucibles. If we go to Crucible here, the tantalum hafnium carbide melts down at 5328, which is even higher than tungsten at 4618. But what makes it even better is if you look at the density, the weight of the tungsten, it is 14,972 kilograms, where the hafnium THC is only 7,098 kilograms. So it is half as dense as the tungsten, which means it will heat up faster. You'll have less heat loss, and it has a better melting down temperature, a higher melting down temperature. And one thing we haven't talked about in this series yet is that there are also large crucibles, and there is a large tantalum hafnium carbide crucible. Now, you do have to remember that the large crucibles melt down at a lower temperature than the small crucible. This one melts down at 4689 versus the 5328 that I just mentioned for the smaller one. And you also have the tantalum hafnium crossings for either one if you need to use them. I do have a build video for the large crucible. I will try to remember to link it in the card so you guys can check out how to make it. Just remember that if you use any of these, that they do have a lower melting down temperature. Like Invar melts down at 2107, so you can't even make steel in an Invar large one, where you can in the, oh wait a minute, it's 2046. So you can make steel, but just barely, where it's way easier to do if you chose to in there. I do know some people choose to use the steel one for early game. I don't really like to use the large. I prefer to make the smaller setups like we have here. But when you get to a really big project, sometimes the large ones do come in handy, but you really need a decent burning box, which is why I like to wait until I get to the THC and make that one. But to make the THC, we had to switch over to a tungsten crucible instead of the tantalum that we used to have here. THC actually melts or combines at the melting point of 4263, and you have to be careful if you're making more than one batch, because the melting point of carbon is just about that same. Its boiling point is almost the same. So carbon will boil at 4300, but this doesn't alloy until 4263. So if you're throwing in a second batch, make sure you throw in the tantalum first. And do not get excited about the hafnium dust saying that it's flammable and explosive. It is, but it does not blow up your crucible. You don't have to worry about that. I tested that long ago, and I've been making THC for quite a while. And Greg swears he did not know that THC was the initials for this crucible, and there is no, well, he may have known that was the initials, but he did not realize that he had made it green, which THC being the chemical that makes weed popular. If you notice, we're out of matches. So right now I'm just using up the last of these flint and tinders that we have. This is supposed to be 100%. Why did you not light? There we go. So we need to cook up some bricks. The other thing we did is we made some more of these automatic machine switches. So all of our machines have them. Well, all of them but the roll former and the sanding machine, because those are ones that I'm not planning on using right now, and we're a bit low on copper at the moment. So I need to get the pipe open for all of those, but we ran this full pipe. This part was already done, but we added this part. We also changed over the smelter here. I need to get this press moved, but we'll worry about that later. Basically, from the time I've been on the server, we realized that Greg made the alloying in here, the tank size for alloys, very small, where the tank size inside of the smelters is very large, and it made it to where if you were trying to do a very large batch of your soldering alloy, that you really needed to be careful with which one you put in first. You had to make sure the antimony went in first and then the tin, otherwise it would get backed up. So we made it to where we have two smelters hooked up through a tank extender, and I don't have my regular one, but here we go. So the tank extender is extending off of the input of the mixer, or you can think of it as the tank extender's output is facing the mixer, but actually what that means is that you are extending the input of the mixer. So therefore, with this mixer's output going this way and this smelter's output going that way, they are both being input into the tank extender, which is then being input into the mixer. So we can do as large a batch in here as we want. We also have the pipe right there that is connected to the mixer. So whenever I run another batch of circuits and actually need to make more soldering alloy, that will turn on and off automatically. We've got 12 more circuits in here. We have also ran that pipe over here, and it's going to get hooked up to these. We're going to talk about that in the next video. But for right now, let's go ahead and get this next thing made. Now that our bricks are done. And you'll notice now that I put that automatic machine switch on the sorry, it's been a long day, on the oven, that it automatically turned off, just like our extruders do. It's the beautiful thing about running a gas burning box. Okay, so we just made 2 tantalum hafnium carbide burning boxes. We did this because they have an energy output of 256 heat units a tick. That is a lot more than what we normally run, which if you look at this dryer, it has a regular gas burning box, so it only puts out 32. Let's see. My brain is just a little bit on the off position at the moment. Yeah, 32. So we're going to be upgrading from a 32 heat unit to a 256 heat unit. And not only that, this is 100% efficient, where the steel is only 70. So it's going to take us less gas to do the same operation, because it's going to be 30% more efficient. Now, that's not really a problem here because we're running off of natural gas. To be exact, I'm not even going to bother with draining the natural gas out of there like I would for any other fuel, because we have an infinite amount. If you're doing this, make sure, if you don't have infinite gas, that you use a gas nozzle to pull your fuel out into a drum before you do this. But we're going to go ahead and just pop that off, and we're going to pop that back on. Now, we most definitely cannot run this dryer, because as you can see, this dryer can handle up to the 256. So where the steel one can only handle up to 64. So if we put that on here right now, bad things would happen. So let's take out that and break this dryer. And I have no idea what that was. That was kind of strange. Let's throw that in there. And now we can go ahead and give this a light. And now that will dry our tungstic acid. Let's see. 32 divided into 256 would be, let's see, 64 into 128 is 2. And this is double that, so that will be 4. Double that will be, this would be approximately 8 times faster than what the steel one was, because as you can see from the tooltip here, a dryer can be overclocked without additional energy loss. So there is no overclocking charge for the dryer. So this recipe, being a 16 heat unit recipe, can run at 256 heat units with no charge. So we are going to get our tungsten trioxide way faster and more efficient. And we are also going to grab one of our automatic machine switches, throw that on there, and we will not have to worry about that any longer. When it gets done, it will turn this off and we will be good to go. And I will go ahead and turn this on a little bit later and run all of that when it is finalized. Now, the other thing we're going to do with our THC here, before I go running to the other building, is we are going to make a THC Crucible. You kind of maybe guessed that already when I was explaining the Crucible earlier. And we're also going to need to make a mold. Let's go ahead and get that, which is going to give us 2 extra THC that we don't need at the moment. I don't know where my regular chisel went, but there's no reason to not use the pocket version. So let's go ahead and do that. And just in case we need them for later, we're going to drop our gas burning box and our dryer off in there. Grab our chisel. And actually, we're going to need to grab our hammer as well, because our current pickaxes are level 3 and level 2, but our hammer is a level 4. And that tungsten crucible takes a level 4, if I'm remembering correctly, to pick it up. And we are down to 1600, so we are within heat range to pick it up. Let's grab our Efren pick and give it a shot. Oh, nope. Okay, I guess we weren't within heat range. Thought it had to be below 2000. Crucible. Dun. Dun, dun, dun. The blocks around under damage. I don't see where it tells the temperature that it will blow up at, but I swore that was 2000. Okay, well, remember, kids, don't pickaxe your crucible until it's cool. Otherwise, you're going to lose a tungsten crucible just like I did. I still cannot stand the fact that Greg did that. I know why he did it, but it's very annoying. Alright, so we're going to also take out this burning box. which I cannot grab because my inventory is full. Let's go ahead and put this down here. I'll drop those pipes for a minute. And we're going to plop that right there. We're going to put the crucible right there. Make sure to take off that mold. And there we go. We now have a Thc Crucible with a burning box. So we just upgraded from a chromium burning box that was 112 heat units a tick at 85% efficiency to a 256 THC that is 256 and 100% efficiency. So not only will it take less time or less heat to heat this one up than it did the tantalum and the tungsten, but it'll also now be able to do it faster because it has more heat. So that is a great upgrade right there. I'm going to go ahead and take this tungsten mold. I was going to save the tungsten crucible if Greg hadn't killed me with it. Thanks for that, Greg. Appreciate it. We're going to take the mold, though, and we're going to throw it in here along with the tantalum. By the way, we use the tantalum mold to cool down the tantalum crucible so we could remove it. That's why there's tantalum scrap. And I do believe that is it for what we got done today. We do have a couple more things that we're going to be doing with the circuits that we've made. There is one other thing I need to get made. But I think I'll make that for the next video. So I have a thing we're going to do in the next one. I'll make what we need for that. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Take it easy. And I'll see you next time.